making her the first athlete since Michael Jordan to get their own signature basketball from Wilson. She also becomes the first WNBA player to get her own signature basketball from.
Caitlin Clark just showed the world why she's a once-in-a-generation talent, and why the WNBA is buzzing around her like never before. She recently became the first athlete since Michael Jordan to have her own signature basketball shoe, a milestone that speaks volumes. Jordan remains the most iconic and marketable athlete globally, and now Clark is carving out a legacy that's drawing similar comparisons.
Caitlin Clark just did something that no athlete has done since Michael Jordan.
And Caitlin, who achieved this in just her rookie season, is now influencing not just basketball fans, but the entire sports world.
He's like Wayne Gretzky, Michael Jordan, probably eventually Caitlin Clark, where it's like individual people make an entire country tune into their sport.
1,000%.
Like hockey was never bigger than when Wayne Gretzky was playing it, and it was ridiculous how much it grew the sport.
Tiger Woods.
Her talent is on a completely different level, a place players like Angel Reese can only dream of reaching. But when you're this exceptional, envy comes with the territory. Critics and doubters are simply part of the package when you're changing the culture and controlling the game at the same time. Both fans and skeptics are watching Caitlin Clark's every move, because she's not just a player, she's a movement.
Congratulations to her and her family.
Yeah.
The crazy thing is I'm just seeing her last year when they played LSU, but she's
In case you missed it, Caitlin Clark isn't just making history, she's completely transforming women's basketball and shifting the entire sports landscape. Her recent partnership with Wilson Sporting Goods marks a groundbreaking moment, making her the first athlete since Michael Jordan to have her own signature basketball collection. This isn't just about branding, it's about progress, power, and proving that women in sports are done settling for second place. For decades, women's basketball has been underfunded and overlooked, but Clark has shattered those limitations like they were never there. Her deal with Wilson is more than a personal milestone, it's a victory for all female athletes fighting for visibility and respect. Let's not forget, she also broke Pete Maravich's legendary NCAA scoring record while leading Iowa to major wins. While others were trying to catch up, Clark was busy building a legacy. From college to the pros, she's not just playing the game, she's changing it. Or the Michael Jordan comparison naturally comes next. At first glance, it might seem like an exaggeration, but when you look closer, it's not far off. Just as Jordan turned basketball into a global phenomenon, Caitlin Clark is transforming the WNBA and women's sports as a whole. She has the skill, the charisma, and most importantly, the power to attract audiences who previously wouldn't have paid attention to women's basketball. For context, national broadcasts are now pulling in 1.32 million viewers, a number that would make even the NBA take notice. Clark isn't just selling tickets, she's breaking records. The Indiana Fever drew over 340,000 fans this season, setting new attendance highs. But the impact doesn't stop at the arena doors. That at the center of all this momentum, Caitlin Clark. Not just playing basketball, she's driving the conversation, dominating headlines, and fueling digital engagement. In just the first week of the season, the WNBA's social media platforms hit 157 million video views, a drop-in 380% increase from last year.
She is the Michael Jordan. I know you're not a major basketball
I know.
but she is the Michael Jordan of female basketball.
She's a one-woman goldmine when it comes to revenue. WNBA jersey sales have shattered records, and the league's sponsorship media value reached $136 million. This year, nearly half of that is directly tied to Caitlin Clark and the Indiana Fever. She's turning brand deals into landing major partnerships and proving that investing in women's sports isn't just about fairness, it's smart business. Fever merchandise saw a massive 193% jump, and overall WNBA merchandise sales skyrocketed by more than 1,000% all. Because of one rookie.
Caitlin Clark was marketable, but she's been put over some pretty big names. In fact, some worldwide, huge, international names. Two of them being Messi and Ronaldo.
But there's more to Caitlin Clark's impact than just wins and stats. Off the court, she's driving real economic change. In Indianapolis alone, her presence is estimated to bring in $36 million through ticket sales, merchandise, and the ripple effect on local businesses. She's not just filling seats. She's boosting an entire city's economy, and she's only just getting started. For every young athlete dreaming of going pro, Clark has become the blueprint. Her rise isn't just about records, it's about redefining what women's basketball can be. She's setting the new standard for how the game should look, feel, and grow in this era. Clark isn't just a player, she's a living, breathing revolution. In 2024, Time magazine named her Athlete of the Year, not Basketball Player of the Year, not Female Athlete of the Year, just Athlete of the Year. That title is reserved for people who push the limits of what's possible. Clark is doing exactly that. And the recognition isn't just about her, it's a global spotlight now shining directly on women's basketball. Frankly, it's long overdue.
Caitlin Clark on a worldwide marketability list for athletes to be ahead of both Messi and Ronaldo is quite impressive. She's ahead of Steph Curry. Steph Curry is behind her.
And Clark isn't just dominating on the court, she's taking over off of it, too. When she attended the Time dinner in New York City, it wasn't just another public appearance, it was a statement. She's no longer just a basketball star. She's a cultural icon, standing alongside some of the most influential people in the world. She's proving that athletes belong everywhere from boardrooms to red carpets. And with every step she takes outside of basketball, she's pushing the door wider open for women in sports. At this point, comparing Clark to Tiger Woods isn't an exaggeration, it's reality. Just like Tiger turned golf into must-watch television and reshaped its business model, Clark is changing the way people view women's basketball. She's proving it's not only worth watching but worth investing in, marketing, and fully embracing. Few athletes in history have had this level of crossover appeal so early in their careers, but Clark already has it.
And what a lot of people weren't willing or were a bit reluctant to appreciate was the game on this young white sister of ours. She can ball.
Clark's rapid rise in the WNBA hasn't been without friction. Some league veterans aren't exactly thrilled about the spotlight she's commanding, and honestly, who can blame them? With great power always comes controversy. But Clark isn't creating the tension. She's exposing long-standing issues the league has ignored for years, like salary gaps, lack of recognition, and the constant fight for respect. Her arrival has forced the WNBA to finally act. The league has started negotiating a new collective bargaining agreement to improve player pay and has committed $50 million to upgrade to charter flights. They're scrambling to keep up with the momentum Clark has unleashed. It's long overdue, but let's be clear, this isn't about generosity, it's about survival. Clark is a once-in-a-generation player, and the league knows it can't afford to waste this moment.
She was a great ambassador for the game. And by the way, she came in there and looked out for everybody.
Instead of letting their game do the talking, some players have chosen to stir up drama driven, in part, by jealousy. But while the noise continues, Caitlin Clark is pushing the conversation in a different direction: growth. With record-breaking attendance and viewership, the WNBA is no longer just talking about expansion as an option, it's becoming a necessity. The league has needed this kind of momentum for years, and Clark's ability to pack arenas and dominate BROADCASTS has forced the issue to the forefront. Think about that for a second. Her $28 million Nike deal isn't just a statement, it proves there's a massive market for women's sports. That deal isn't just a payday, it's a cultural shift. It says loud and clear that female athletes are just as valuable, if not more, than their male counterparts in today's evolving sports landscape. Clark isn't just making money, she's setting the bar. Brands are finally realizing that betting on women's sports isn't a risk, it's the smartest investment they can make. And right now, Caitlin Clark is the jackpot.
Try so long to get respect for women's basketball, and then they treat it like a junior high school girl's locker room. Junior high school girl antics on the court. Instead of playing the game, they got to be drama because they're jealous. Instead of letting their skills speak for themselves, they got to be drama because they're jealous.
The question now is whether they can keep up as the WNBA rides this wave of attention. Clark put them in the spotlight on her own, but maintaining that momentum is a completely different matter. The league cannot afford to lose. They must grow, innovate, and take advantage of the energy Clark has brought in. If they are astute enough to grasp the opportunity, it is also theirs. Although Caitlin Clark's career is only beginning, the impact she has already had is astounding. She is not only shattering records, but also barriers. One thing is certain, Caitlin Clark isn't here to play by anyone's rules. She's here to rewrite them. She is redefining what's possible and creating a new standard for women's basketball. The true question isn't whether she can continue, but rather whether the league and the sport can advance to reach her level. Heat.
The idea of some players being jealous, yes, that probably exists. Okay. To me, yeah, jealous, sure. I mean, would you be jealous of somebody that got $28 million a shoe deal or whatever the deal is before you step foot in the